Hello, everyone. I am super duper excited to be here today. Today is day 7, and with me, I have my one and only coaches Agape and Akin. And guys, I am totally thrilled to have them here because they are a powerhouse. If you hear them speak, I'm sure you would confirm that as well. All right, so thank you so much, coaches Akin and Agape, for joining me today on this Go Live. It's such a pleasure to have you guys on board.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you for having us. Let me drink water first because of
Okay, so I'm sure those who are watching would want to know you, and would just like a brief introduction of
Mhm.
yourselves.
Yes, so thank you so much for having us. It's always a pleasure to, chat with you, not only just chat with you, but also share our story with people out there because we know that there's so many people who are or who were or who are currently in the situation that we were. And hopefully our story and our journey can inspire them, right, to make a change for themselves. So this is Agape and Akin. We're originally from Nigeria, but we live here in Canada. We've been here for about 10 years. We have 3 amazing children, 2 girls and a boy. They're off in school right now. So we can have this interview in peace. Yeah, so that's the little about us. We both used to be in the banking industry when we were, or rather,
when we were
I was
still
gonna
working.
say, yeah, when we were still working. Akin had always been a banker, but I started banking a few years after I got into Canada, and it was actually not something that I chose. It was just something that happened.
Something that chose you.
It
Miraculously.
just happened,
And
you know.
she enjoyed
And
it.
I thought like this last place that I worked in this bank
Oh,
was
wow.
actually the best place ever that I've worked in my 20 years in the corporate space. But we started this. Oh, well, that's the
That's
little introduction about us.
mhm.
Let me allow you ask the questions.
Before
All
the
right. Thank you. I told you guys they're a powerhouse. So, see, she's already going. Okay. So, before we go into the questions of the day, I have a little thing to throw in there. You
okay.
guys you've been professionals for over 20 years. And I
Mhm.
have this riddle to ask you.
Oh
Mm.
boy.
So, what has branches but no fruits, leaves, or trunk?
Oh boy. A bank.
You're right. You got it.
I was like, oh my god, I hate riddles.
You
This
are
is
so
where people
right.
will know that I'm not that intelligent.
No, you are. I mean, you got it without even thinking. But anyways, thanks for that. And both of you were working in the bank. So, I mean, what other question would I have given? So, we would like to know what was your situation. You said you both were working, I mean, you were professionals and you were working in the bank. Most people think or believe that bankers are well-to-do people, right?
Mhm, mhm.
What would someone having had that experience in the bank for 20 years be looking for in an online business? So what was your situation before you started, and why exactly did you decide to start an online business?
I'll try to summarize that because it's a whole lot. We can
Mhm,
write a book, we can make a season film out of that.
mhm,
And it's a very and it's a common factor
mhm,
for everyone globally. Long hours, working deadlines, working weekends, no family time. Back in Nigeria, we had two living nannies. We had a driver. I even had a police escort because of the kind of work I do.
mhm.
Then Agape also had like a SUV whereby she can drive on any terrain, traffic, and all of that. So
I
we
used to
were
drive on water
we were
to bypass traffic.
we were never home.
Mm,
Hmm.
We were never there for each other.
mhm,
We were guests in our own house. Wake up in
mm,
the morning, then we go. Then we moved to Canada. We thought, oh, life should be good. But by this
Mm-hmm.
time, we've been doing businesses from the
Mm.
university days. And we moved to
Right.
Canada. It was the same similar story, but in a
Mhm.
different
Yeah.
dynamics.
Yeah, good quality of life, but still the same hustle, right?
Yeah.
We're never home. We became,
Mhm.
even though we're paying mortgages, but we were, a guest in our own home. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it
And
started to be worrisome.
and
Yeah.
the one that was very heartbreaking is the fact that our kids are always in daycare, and
Yeah.
picking up values that were replacing the values we know so well that we want to,
Yeah.
share with them.
Hmm.
And when the mom or dad says, "Hey, okay, let us do this," and say, "Oh no, my teacher says,
Hmm.
ha,
I know, right?
Yeah.
yeah." And then Sunday evenings, this is the second one that was very bad.
Hmm.
Sunday evenings, we just get agitated.
Yeah.
Anxiety level rises up. The
Yeah.
heart beats faster
Yeah.
by 5 p.m. every Sunday because we know Monday is
It's
coming.
time to hustle again.
It's a different feeling on
Mhm.
Sunday evening, a double the feeling on Monday morning because we have to rush the children out of the house
Yep.
without even
Mhm.
saying good morning to each other. Is that the life we want to live? No, we
Yeah.
wanted more.
Yeah. And I think that the biggest thing for us, because even when we were considering all of these things, we still didn't have the courage to
Take the
to
leap.
take the leap or to do whatever we needed to do to change
Right.
our situation. Because in your mind, you're thinking, okay, what exactly do I want to do, really?
Hmm.
Like, because if you don't have a job in this country or in North
Anywhere.
America or in the first world or actually anywhere,
Anywhere, really.
anywhere. You can't pay your bills, you can't feed your kids, you can't do this, you can't, buy a car, whatever. You can't live a life.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like, okay, what do we want to do? So being in Canada and being, and having the fact that we've been here, we all know what it takes to start a business or to start anything. Because back in
Yeah.
Nigeria, it's easy. You can pick up a business and start running it. But over here, you hear things like, oh, before you do this, you've got to build credit, you've got to
Yes.
build this, you that, and all of that, right? So it was like we didn't know exactly what to do. But 2019, we got the wake up call that I think was a blessing in disguise. Akin lost his job. Now, it wasn't just him
Yeah.
losing his job, it was the entire department that was shut down. So dozens of people were let go on the same day. And for us, it was like, wow.
This is it.
So after 20 years of dedicating your life to other people's dreams and visions and goals and everything, this is what you get repaid with. So
Mm.
for us, it was a huge wake up call. And we said, you know what? And I think luckily for us at that time, the month he lost his job was the month we saw this online business
Opportunity.
opportunity on
Mhm.
Facebook. And so we thought,
Hmm.
this is something entirely different. We don't
Yeah.
know what this is. We don't even know anybody who has ever done anything online, right? And they're talking about business online where you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. And we're like, hey, it looks like it's time to do something we've never done before
Before,
so that
yes.
we can get the results that we have never gotten before. And that was it for us. So we took the chance. It was a very difficult period in our lives because we were down to one income, we're paying a huge mortgage. We have three kids that we're fending for. Let's not even go to ourselves because
Oh,
we just
the
forgot
day.
all about ourselves. It was about
Mm.
how do we even just sustain our family. But we knew that we needed to do something drastic, and that was why we started the business
Huge,
in
huge
2019.
courage.
Yes.
Wow, wow. That I think really your story is one that resonates with many of us because
Mhm.
as you were talking, I saw myself in that as well. And I know many of our audience, would feel the same way. The
Mm.
rat race is there. You know you have to pay your bills, and
Yeah.
so you have to work. And then when you think about the kids, like you said, many times we don't even think about ourselves. We think about
Mhm.
our children or our family,
Mhm.
and you want
Mhm.
to provide for them. So
Yeah.
it sure resonates with everyone. So
Mm.
the next question is, you said it's been 4 years. That's
Yep.
a relatively long time
Yeah.
doing something online.
Mm.
And for you to be consistently doing it for 4 years, then there really has to be value or
Mm.
something in this business. Tell
Mm.
us, how has this journey been and what has changed or what are your successes so far?
Mm. I'll start with how has the journey been. So Of course, like I said, we started the business at a very, 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 in fact, difficult time. And you know the story, very difficult time of our lives. But we said to ourselves, you know what, this is a business, right? It's going to take time, it's going to take effort. But if we don't start it now, whenever we start is when the journey will begin. So we're like, sooner rather than later.
Later,
And so as a
yes.
couple, we sat down and said, okay, how long are we going to give ourselves before we decide that this business is good to continue or not? Like, when do we call it quits? And we said, we'll give ourselves 2 years. Okay, so we said we'll give ourselves 2 years, and then we started working on it. We're involving ourselves in our training, attending meetings and stuff like that, just learning the skill of running a business online, something that we had never done
And
before.
laying the foundation, solid foundation.
Very
And
important.
so for us, we started to see results, I would say pretty quickly, because we were not expecting to see results until 2 years, right?
Yeah.
But we started to see results within months of starting the business. And our results started to like double each month until one day we woke up and, well, not that we woke up, but you know what I mean? Like, it just happened suddenly that.
And you realize that.
And we realized that, OMG, right? Like, there was a month we hit $15,000 in income in 1 month.
Wow.
And this was 1 year, exactly 1 year after we started the business. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, like, this is 5 times what I am getting as a banker. And I'm getting it running my online business on the side alongside my full-time job as a banker,
Wow.
right? And that was it. So we looked at ourselves and said, could you imagine if we put all our energy into this business? Like, could you imagine that life, you know? And so this first five figure was in August. By October, it had been consistent, and we decided that I was going to quit my job. And
Wow.
so I put in my resignation in October of 2020, and that was it. I said goodbye to the 9 to 5, and Akin by this time had been home for about a year as well. And it was just, that was it.
I never went back.
And we have never gone back to full-time work or to even part-time work or whatever. We've only been running this business as a family business. And that's just one of the big things.
Yeah, another big thing is the fact that after 1 year, we became a corporation.
Yes, we
And
incorporated our business.
and we have a fantastic accountant who is helping us, with all our taxes. And also another big thing is the community of people in our online business.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
They love you more than you love them.
And I think
mostly.
Yeah, there was a time Aki and I used to joke that, we didn't even have people around us that could even give us $100. And even we ourselves, we could not give anybody $100 in our former life, right? But now we're within a group of people that like, I've had this happen to me 3 times, at least, that I can quickly remember right now, where somebody just wakes up and sends me. The first one that happened, somebody sent me $1,500. Oh, Agape, I just wanted to give you this amount. I was like, $1,500.
Who does that?
Who does that? And somebody from our community, another person just said, oh, you guys have been a blessing to me. You've helped me. Every time I reach out to you, you help me become successful. And she sent us $1,000. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I think we're in the right we're with the right people now,
Because it has always been a question mark that the people we surround ourselves with, where are they going? And we become, like they say, the average of the first 5 people or 10 people you are always with. So we are in the right environment. And the last thing is, there was a Monday morning, our 7-year-old wanted to play ping pong.
Monday morning.
Yes, 7 a.m. Monday morning. And he's still going to school. But we are, by this time, we are become full-time parent, full-time business.
Wow.
I played because time freedom is available.
Yes.
For anyone looking for it.
That is amazing. And I know that there are many more that you could share, but because of time, I'm just going to touch on some certain things that you said. The income potential in this business is in the words I always use, limitless from
Yes.
what
Yes.
you have shared.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that, by the first year of your business, you started earning five figures. So it's something that you built over time. It didn't happen overnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you said that you have incorporated your business. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a legitimate business,
Mm-hmm.
Very.
which you file your taxes. That
Yeah.
is amazing. So
Yep.
that means that not everything online is not legitimate, right?
Yes.
This one is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the support.
Mm.
Guys, I can't even start talking about that one because the few months that I've been here, the support I have received has been amazing.
Mm.
Even from my coaches that are here. If I start talking, we'll be here the whole day. But really, you you're surrounded by amazing people. And another thing they mentioned, I was just thinking about a podcast I listened to recently. It's called Money Circle. Basically, the
Mm.
people you surround
Yeah.
yourself with. You really need to be able to surround yourself with people who are forward thinking, who
Mm.
want to, grow themselves and, expand their horizon, whether it's in financial capacity or even in, their personal growth. And
Mhm.
I'll go to my last question here. So there are people who are unsure,
Mm.
of taking this leap or even scared, as some of us were at the beginning.
Mhm.
What would your advice be to them?
Well, but my first question before Agape speaks is, if you are driving in the thick night
Mm.
and you are going to a long distance, straight road on the highway, if you switch off your headlights, would you see the road?
Not at all.
But if you
Mhm.
put on the headlights, you can only see as far as maybe 50 meters, maybe
Mm-hmm.
30, but you keep going. It
Mhm.
gives you
Yes.
hope.
Mhm.
Yes.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Just take the baby step. You can't see the full length. You can't understand it. You can only understand it even when you are driving and you look at your rear mirror and you
Hmm.
can see what's behind you.
Mhm.
But baby step.
Yeah. And I would say nothing magical happens in our comfort zone. That's just the truth. A lot of us, we are comfortable, not because we're happy with where we are, but we feel like doing something different from what we are doing currently feels, puts you in an uncomfortable position. You are unsure, you are uncertain, you are afraid. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of us, especially those of us in diaspora, we left our country,
Hmm.
our family, our roots.
Hmm.
We came to a country where we knew nobody, where we had no roots, hoping that they would allow us to make roots there. That is the biggest uncertain situation ever that we all put ourselves into.
Hmm.
And we did that well.
And we did that. So if we
Absolutely.
could do that, then we can change our story. We have, like I always say to my daughter, I'm like, you are in control. I mean, God is in control, but I
Mhm.
always say to her that because you have God in you, you are in control. Don't say, oh, this made me do that. This situation made, no, 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 no. Your situations are going to happen regardless. But you
Mhm.
can decide to stop and say, you know what? This ends with me. This poverty
Yes.
ends with me. This
Yes.
failure ends with me. This, all of the things, this sickness ends with me. So, yes, you can be afraid and unsure, but put the two scenarios in front of yourself and say, okay, if I continue in this way, I'll be living paycheck to paycheck for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Or if I try something that I've never tried before, it could just lead to something outstanding, right?
Yeah.
Like, ask yourself, which do you prefer? Do I prefer to even go and try this for 5 years?
And
Because
see.
you've been doing this for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So how about let me even give 5 years to this one? And if it doesn't work, no problem. I'll go back to the one. This one is not running away. Do you understand? So that's
Mhm.
what I always say to people, that you just have to try. You have to
And,
try.
and and lastly, the same way we all recertify
Mm,
or go back to school with
mm,
student loan and everything, that the next job is not guaranteed.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
It's never guaranteed.
Yeah.
True. That's true. We spend so much time, effort in gathering all these certifications with the hope. It's not
Yeah.
like you already know it's there waiting with the hope
Mhm.
that something new will come.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And you are so right about taking that leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
I read something, a quote. It says that, just take that action. If you can fly, fly. If you
Mm-hmm.
can walk, run, run. If you can walk, walk. If it's to crawl,
Oh,
just crawl.
Yeah.
Just do something and take action to that life that you desire.
Mm-hmm.
So I just really want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Even for me, who is a business owner, I was taking notes. I have learned a lot from
yes.
you. And I'm sure that, a lot of people who are listening as well has learned. So my
Yeah.
people, you've heard from them. They are not, JJC, so to say, like me. They've been doing this for 4 years, and they've left the corporate world and they are thriving. So
Yes.
you too can thrive if you put in the work, you put in the
Mm-hmm.
effort, you
Mm-hmm.
surround yourself with the right people. And if
Yes.
you want to know more about this business, please send me a message or register on my website www.beamsfatipe.com, and I will gladly send you more information about it. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us today,
Thank you
and we'll
so
see you
much.
again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.